Now as the Cheetah's position to come in for the opening run, we must remember that Wigram was for many, many years the home of flying training for the RNZAF. Whether it was in the old Tiger Moth many years ago, through to the Harvard, the Air Tourer and the early Air Trainer, the old B model, an example of which I think is actually sitting out on the tarmac just along from the Wasp helicopter. Now the E model, although it may look very, very similar to the old B model, it has actually got a bit of extra horsepower up front. The E model has 300 horsepower engine. Now while it is 90 horsepower more than the old B model, and it has made things maybe a little bit easier for the guys upstairs, it's still a relatively underpowered aircraft for what they're doing. So they are working particularly hard and using lots of inertia and all sorts of things to pull off the manoeuvres they are. Okay, from my position I can't actually see them, but I can hear them and I can see everyone looking up, so they must be on the run in. They should be looking like a big V in the sky, called the Vic formation. Now as they come in for this opening manoeuvre, they'll be doing a loop. As you're looking at the aircraft, look at the gap between them. That gap typically is sort of 2 to 3 metres apart, so they are reasonably close. There we go, what a beautiful loop. Now as they climb out of this, you should see Checkers 5. Great formation. Now Checkers 5 today is being flown by Squadron Leader Anthony Budd. Buddy has done quite a few years in the Air Force. He wouldn't admit how many, but he currently holds the post of Officer Commanding Pilot Training Squadron. Now this is the unit where we take people straight out of school or members of the general public, and we actually teach them how to become pilots. Okay, he's going vertical and rolling, and then over the top he should be kicking in a whole boot full of pedal and doing a stall turn around the top. This is Buddy's first season with the Checkers, and he is absolutely loving it. Now when Buddy, well they're landing at Christchurch, so you won't get to see Buddy, but he's always the easy one to pick out of the team. He has rather a lot of hair product in his hair, this boy, but absolutely looks first rate. He's always good for a photo op. Now when Buddy's not busy flying Checkers or doing his other job, he's an extremely busy husband with 2 young girls. Any other free time he has, he can be found fixing 4-wheel drives or any other little hobby that may have sparked his interest. Okay, here come Checkers rolling in again into a box loop. Now flying 4, Checkers 4, that's Flight Lieutenant Graham Burnand, or Dog as we know him. Now Dog said he's got all the work to do here, the other guys are just on the ride, and he's pulled that off absolutely superbly. Dog is a keen athlete and has completed an Ironman races and is a capable cricketer, I understand. Dog is also our media hound, who, being the youngest member of the team, gets to do all the press interviews and gets his picture taken quite regularly. Now the air trainer entered, or the E-model air trainer entered service back in 1998 and has been the primary training aircraft for that whole period of time. Some other technical stuff about the aeroplane: it's capable of +6G, -3. So any of those people who have actually flown and done any sort of aerobatics at all would understand that when they're pulling 6G with their helmet on, everything is weighing 6 times as much. Okay, Buddy's back again. This time he'll be pulling vertical. He's changing all that speed and inertia he's got into height. But eventually, gravity is going to win. Keep an eye on the aeroplane and keep an eye on the smoke. Here he goes. He's going backwards. Inevitably, it has to go backwards. Now he'll descend down and do a couple of tight turns in front of the crowd. Well, in fact, Buddy will actually show you how slowly the aeroplane can go. As he comes past, he'll be doing about 70 knots. So this is right on, or just above the stall speed for the aeroplane. And you'll notice you can hear the throttle being worked as he comes trundling on by. Now that extra bit of horsepower, you can see, you can actually open the throttle and actually fly away from that slow speed pass. And as he heads away from us at the moment, he'll turn back around and come back for a fast pass. And in the fast pass, he'll be doing about 300 kilometres an hour. Now, anyone who might be interested in what's making the smoke, although it may not be the most environmentally friendly thing to do, it is extremely effective. And it is actually diesel we pump into the exhaust. The heat of the exhaust turns it to smoke, but it does give it that extra dimension. Okay, the checkers 1, 2, 3 and 4 are now back into a ripple roll into the tail chase. Now, the third aircraft in this lineup we've got up there is flown by Squadron Leader Baz Nicholson. Now, we won't hold it against him, but Baz was born in Auckland and has moved all over the country, including the USA. He was a bit of an Air Force brat, so that's what happens, I'm afraid. Baz has an interesting career also. He originally joined the RNZAF in the avionics trade. But one cold, icy night, as he writes here, hanging upside down off number 2 engine, changing an ignition relay on a C-130, he decided flying in them would ensure a much warmer working environment. So after 4 years, he re-branched as a navigator. Now Baz obviously got to sit behind the aircrew in the C-130 doing it, or the pilots in the C-130, and thought, no, there's a better seat up front with a much better view. So he did another remaster, and it has since captained C-130s. He's also captained the King Air on 42 Squadron, and is now the flight commander at Central Flying School. Now Central Flying School is the other of the 2 RNZAF flying schools, and that's where we take the guys that have been out flying for a while, bring them in and teach them how to be instructors. Now, watch this one. Buddy is now again swapping a bit of height, and he is tumbling. He is using all his feet and hands to twist the aeroplane through the sky before once again gravity forces him back down. Okay, as Buddy goes into a tight turn here, he'll be pulling about 5 to 5.5 G. Now typically the air trainer is capable of carrying 100 litres of fuel on each side, so 200 litres of fuel. Now that will actually give them a theoretical range of about 1,000 kilometres if used wisely. There he goes, he's pulling 5.5 G now and having a wee groan in there while he's doing it. Now the air trainer is a New Zealand made aircraft by Pacific Aerospace up in Hamilton, and although the RNZAF don't own the aircraft, we lease them off the company. They have been a truly reliable aircraft. The aircraft have also been exported to Thailand, Australia and Australia. Now the heart, well, there we go, beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, come on guys, it's Valentine's Day tomorrow. If you've got the question to pop, what better backdrop you have than a beautiful heart like that? If anyone popped the question just now, come and see me and we'll take you down and get a photo in front of one of our RNZ aircraft and get someone to sign something for you. Now, checkers 1 and 2 are into the mirror. Checkers 1 on top upside down and checkers 2 below him. Now, checkers 2 this year has been flown by Flight Lieutenant Matt Alcott. Now, Matt is an import. He's an ex-RAF pilot who's done quite a bit of time in both rotary and fixed wing. He came out to New Zealand a couple of years ago, got the bug and said, no way I'm going home. Asked for a job, and now he's been here and loving the time here. And anyone who may have found a credit card in town somewhere on Friday night, and it's got Matt Alcott's name on it, can you please send it back to the RNZAF so he's not in trouble with his wife anymore? Now the guys are all playing catch up as they head away. Now this is another great photo opportunity, so if you have got a camera, there is going to be a brief moment as they come back in towards us, and it will look as though all 5 aircraft are flying in the same piece of air at one time. Now this is all done extremely safely, but it does normally get a few oohs and ahs as they do it. It looks quite spectacular, and as they break, it does actually look quite special. So I'll see if I can call it for you as they're about to break, so you can have your fingers ready on the button. Okay, they're all ready. Here they go. The spaghetti break. Now ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of the RNZAF's formal display here today. I'm glad we've been able to get the checkers in and actually do the display for them.
And then very soon, mate, you're going to have a lifetime experience, something that most of us are quite envious about. So Daniel Kumar, you are the winner of the winching display with the Westpac Rescue Helicopter. Make your way there and we'll see you in a couple of minutes, bud.
Good one. Well done there, Daniel. So it doesn't